Welcome back. Bombshell new development in the wake of Michael Cohen's hearing on Capitol Hill. Republicans now asking if he was coached by Democrats beforehand. Sources say that Cohen met with the staff of Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff 4 times over 10 hours leading up to his public testimony last week. Cohen's lawyer, Lanny Davis, defending the move, saying it was, quote, completely appropriate, and he would have done the same thing for Republicans had they asked. Dana, I'm going to start with you because I know you're fired.
I'm sorry, Brian is writing notes on my page, and I can't read what it says.
We had a pregame.
So
I feel it was...
For the people at home, the reason I'm going to Dana and Brian first is they were getting into this before, so they're both fired up. So
I'm not fired up. I don't really care.
Well, okay, so Adam...
Dana, thanks.
All right.
Well, here's the thing. You think it's a huge deal that Adam Schiff is shifty and that it's a problem. So you just said...
So Dana, Adam Schiff has downplayed this, saying that it's completely normal. Is it?
Well, I want to hear her yell at Brian more. Brian, you yell back at her.
Well, someone start and then the other go. So Dana, you go first.
Lanny Davis is the lawyer, right? He's a good one. He's been through this before. And the committee said, you're coming up here because you're going to have to talk to us because you lied to us the last time you were here. We want to see you up here. We're going to go through this so we can walk it through. Maybe that's inappropriate, except for that they offered it to the Republicans as well. The Republicans didn't want to do it. Okay, fine. That's fine. But the 2 biggest headlines that came out of Michael Cohen's testimony, the number 1 thing that President Trump wanted, Michael Cohen said, no evidence of collusion, number 1. So did the Democrats coach him to say that? And the second headline was, President Trump did not directly tell me to lie. Okay, so those are the 2 things that the president could possibly be in trouble for. Michael Cohen sides with the president on those 2 things. So if the Democrats were trying to coach him, they didn't do a very good job.
So Brian's raising his hand. So Brian, ding, 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 you're next. Go.
Okay, first off, what bothers me is the deception. When he asked, Adam Schiff says, who was just talking about logistics and he was worried about his security. That's not true. They met 5 different times for 12 hours. My goodness. And you told me something I didn't know. I did not know Republicans were invited to come to New York and meet with him. So if that's true,
that's a little different. They had the opportunity to do it. And
they were a little bit surprised that it was at this length. They had no idea. That's why Turner wrote that letter saying, did you actually rehearse this? Was this a rehearsal? Some of the Q&As that got on the record. Number 2 is the Benghazi hearings. All the controversy with the Benghazi hearings. There was one time in which a Democrat was not invited to a one-on-one session with a key witness because a whistleblower wasn't too secure with what he was going to say that it wouldn't have leaked out to the media. And Elijah Cummings went crazy. So just do it the same way. There's no legal reason to bring Republicans in, but it's the right thing to do traditionally. And it did come out. They said that he changed. They said that Trump lawyers changed his remarks, and they didn't. That turned out to be wrong. They didn't change his remarks because they found his original, the Moscow Tower talk stopped in January. That's exactly what he intended to say.
I think that if you look at the Cohen hearings, at the end of the day, did it help or hurt President Trump? And I would argue that it absolutely helped him.
Well, and to that...
Mine would be, what task would you give it? Brian. Come on.
Is that what this is?
Yes.
This generic fan
do you do
mail
any
asking
tasks?
impossible?
Do you not watch this show?
Friday I don't. I'm usually at some happy hour or there's a ladies' night.
There's no happy hour.
But I would say
you go to ladies' night?
I would.
You're a strange man.
Right.
Answer the question.
Yeah. Ladies are
Maybe the robot should do the 5 for you. Right. I think that's what we figured out.
No, I would say
don't robot. You dare put any money in my garden.
I would like a robot to walk my dogs.
Oh, there you go.
Because you don't love your dogs?
It is too cold right now.
Yeah, I know.
And they're prepared for this. I'm not.
Juan? You just can't think of any.
I'll say this. I thought it would be fun to have a rabbit. And I found myself checking every day. I'm like, why is he still alive? So that was it. It was not fun.
You know what? You should let your dogs...
And the rabbit lasted 10 years.
Let your dogs get after the rabbit.
Right. No, but it turns out they liked each other.
Kidding,
everybody liked. But the rabbit had 10 great years, and I miss him today.
Interesting.
Well,
I realized it would be... I used to think having Brian on the table would be fun.
That is wrong.
I had something else, but I got to go. One more thing is up next.